Hello and welcome to Sweet Lavender Knits. My name is Christine and I'm coming to you from just outside of Toronto, Ontario in Canada. Today is April the 10th and it is a Monday morning. I usually would have uploaded the video by now, but this week has been really busy. The past week has been really busy, and over the weekend was Easter. So happy Easter to all of you. There was a lot going on. It was busy, but I did find pockets of time in which to do some crafting, and I would like to share that with you today. So today is going to be a rather short video compared to my usual ones, but just a little bit of knitting and some updates with my sewing. If you are new, welcome, and those that are returning, welcome back, of course. Thank you for joining me today. I was able to get some tidying done in this room, a little bit, not all of it, and you can probably see that I've set up my serger there. I need to make a cover for it, because of course when I got it there was no cover. It came in a cardboard box, so I wanted to tackle that as well as part of my sewing makes. So I'm sort of thinking about how to make that cover, and I'm going to use my sewing machine's cover as sort of like a reference, I guess, and I would have to take some measurements of the serger and make a cover. So let's see. Once I get my sewing machine out, that should be doable at that point. Today I have a finished object to share with you, and this is the pair of socks that I was knitting on, the shorty socks, and it will be a pattern that I will publish on Ravelry. Just writing up the pattern. I have a few more things to update on it, and it should be out. So here it is. I'm trying to get both of them in there. Yeah, so there you go. There, it's a pair of shorty socks, and it has this tiny stitch detail on it. Those decorative stitches are closer to the top, and they sort of fade out as they go down the leg. And I think, when I take better pictures, it should be more obvious. Very simple pattern, a quick knit for those that knit quick, not me, but quick knit, and they're shorties. And of course, the length of the leg can be adjusted. If you don't want shorties, you can just make them longer. And yeah, I did a slip stitch heel, heel flap, heel turn, and gusset. And the yarn was this lovely, I still have another one. So the great thing about these socks is that I was able to knit the whole thing with 50 grams, and I also have some left. So probably, I haven't weighed this out, maybe about 3 to 5 grams, which can easily be a square in a blanket or something like that, but or even a tiny decorative edging to another pair of socks on the cuff or on the toes. So yeah, just a little bit left too. So with 50 grams you can make a pair of socks, which is really great. And the shorty socks, these I haven't decided who to give them for. I have 2 candidates in mind who will wear it. However, my daughter is always asking for shorty socks. So yeah, I'll find out. I'll think of who to give it to as well, and let you know who the recipient of these socks are. But for now, yeah, these are going to be, I haven't named the pattern yet, but yeah, I will give you all of the details when the pattern is ready. That is my knitting, and I literally did the toe on the second sock just last night, which was a good timing, and so that's why it's not been blocked as yet. I will get to it. Other than that, I wasn't able to get much knitting done, but the socks were good, and I did go into work for 2 days last week. So yeah, it was a little bit of a busy week. Just, you know, going into April, it is quite busy. And then with Easter and all of the things over the weekend, it was just a busy week in all. Around my sewing, so I was super excited after I got the serger, as I mentioned the last time. I don't think I gave you guys an update. You probably saw the footage on how I took the serger in, and someone offered, someone at Fabricland, which is my local fabric store now, offered to help me to thread the serger because I've never done that before. And I took it in, and she even gave me like a walkthrough on how to clean the machine and how to just look out for different things. She changed everything that needed to be changing, like the needles. And so we did a few practice runs. So if you didn't see that footage, it's all in the last video. And yes, I was really excited. I brought my serger home. The fabric that I got, I decided to start with the shift dress, and also start working on the mock for the other dress, the pattern that I got. So for the shift dress, or any dress that I would need to sort of draft myself block, or have a draft of the bodice, so that I don't have to be measuring myself each time, or measuring the fabric and having to draft it on the fabric. The freehand drafting is something that I did learn, but I also learned the scientific sewing method, where you do create the blocks draft the blocks for the different styles and do it. But it's been such a long time, and because my sewing has been rusty over the last couple of years, I've not sewn in a while. So I just went back to the drawing board and created, I drafted a block for myself so that I could use it easily. So this is just on some Bristol board, and I can't even hold the whole thing behind, but yeah, that is what I did. And it's just the very basic measurements that you need: your neck, your shoulders, bust, and waist. And that's what I've done. So, and I've just marked it both onto the same card. And of course, when I am making the dresses, first what I would do is probably use some tracing paper, or what's easily available to everyone would be like kitchen wax paper, and just do, because that's see-through and you can draw over it and get the block, one for the front, one for the back, and then use that as your template on the fabric. So that's my plan. And so the blue line is the back measurements, and you can see that the neck is a little bit higher, and then the red line is the front, where the shoulder comes up a little bit, so that the neck sort of drops a little, and that's how it stays without like riding up. And yeah, the armhole comes in a little bit for the front of the and this is natural for everyone, like the armhole comes in a little bit more in the front than it does at the back of your sleeve for your sleeve. So this is like the very basic. Now most people, their waist might be a little smaller than your bust, so if the line comes in, that's fine. For mine, it seems to be going out a little bit. I told you I'm going into this apple, like pear, but more like an apple at this point. But yeah, so it's comes out slightly. So this is, yeah, I did the block yesterday, and then today I just realized I had to do one more adjustment. While I was just getting this ready to film, I realized that between the bust and the waist, you want to come in slightly just to give it a nice curve, just slightly. And because there is a smaller part, so the waist measurement, what I've taken is a little bit where my belly button is, maybe. So between that and the bust, there, if it comes in just a little bit, it gives a nicer look. It's more feminine, and it's just got that curve. It creates a curve even if you don't have it. It's a lot more flattering. So that's a small adjustment that I would have to make. And yeah, then the draft is ready to go, and hopefully, I don't know, I can't even say what I have planned for over this week. It's whatever I can do when I get pockets of time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I know that I've been reading some of your comments from the last time, and I've seemed to have inspired some of you to also want to sew. I am really thrilled about that. It would be really nice to have company along this sewing journey. So if you are interested in sewing, there is someone I used to watch, because she does a lot of freehand drafting on YouTube, and she's called, I think, Thoughtful Creativity or something like that. I'm not sure of her channel name, but I will link that below. And she actually does this this draft of your bodice, very similar to what I've done here. So you can start off there if you are just curious and want to get started, and you don't need a pattern. Basically, you're creating your own patterns, or she has some patterns that you can work off of if you're not too sure about it. So yeah, that's my sewing. I hope all of you have been having a wonderful week so far. It is only the start of the week. We are going to have a great week temperature-wise this week. It's supposed to be sunny all through the week. Today it's going up to a high 17 degrees, and by the end of the week we'll be over 20 degrees. So I think we're going close to 23 degrees. So it seems like early summer, and it's amazing. I am all for the warmer weather. Not too hot, I'm not a fan of that, but this spring weather is definitely my cup of tea. So thank you all for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead of you. And until the next time, happy crafting. Take care. Bye-bye.